Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us for Access City Council. I'm your host, David Riggleman, Communications Director for the City of Las Vegas. Coming up on this Access City Council program, the first leg of Interstate 11 opens to improve travel between Nevada and Arizona, and a big car show in Ward 6 helps bring awareness to autism. The councilwoman who represents Ward 6 is Fiore, and she joins us now. Councilwoman, welcome to the show, and you have a special guest with you today.
I do.
Tell us who this
I
is.
have Gemma with me today, and she is not liking her bow on her head, but that's okay. She'll just pull it down again. And this is Gemma, my youngest grandchild so far, because she's going to have a sister at the end of September.
Wow, coming right up.
Yes, and her mommy is not feeling well today, so she gets to come to work with Nona. So she's working with me today.
Well, thanks for being here, Gemma. Thanks for being here. You can help tell everybody about what's going on in Grandma's ward.
Yeah, she sure can. So yeah, so she's one, and I'll take that off of her, and she's usually serious. Here we go. You want that? Here we go. No? Okay, I don't have that.
Maybe she has something to say here.
Maybe she does.
So, Councilwoman, tell us about your family. How many grandchildren do you have all told?
We have, it's okay. So she just drops that. It's okay. It's part of her routine. So I have 5 grandchildren. This is my youngest to date, and this is Gemma, and she might be a little sleepy, and we'll just rock her as we do this. Here we go. No? No? Okay.
No,
and
it's rough.
It is rough. It's rough to be a baby. And here we go, Bubba's. No, Bubba? Here. Here.
I think I'm ready for a nap.
There we go.
Oh,
okay.
Good girl.
Yes.
Good girl. Well, maybe so you have 5 grandchildren?
Yes.
And they range in age from what to what?
So Jake is 8, and her older sister's 5, and then my 2 other grand princesses are 5, the twins that are autistic. Mm-hmm. That's Sheena's 2 daughters.
We're going to talk about autism today a little bit.
And then Gemma, the baby, who's going to have a baby sister
coming right up
at the end of September. And so the reason why she's with me today is because her mommy's not feeling well, my youngest daughter. And so I picked her up this morning, and we've been rocking and rolling.
Literally.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, Councilwoman and Gemma, you guys know Ward 6 pretty well, but the viewers out there may not know exactly where we're talking about, so we're going to show them.
Yeah.
It's that area right at the top of the valley with the big 6 on it. If you live in that area or work in that area, then you are in the city limits of the city of Las Vegas, and of course you were represented by Fiore, who's been on the council a little over a year now.
Yep, yeah. July 17th we swore in, and so it's been over a year now.
And you have not stopped running since you've been sworn in that day.
No, we haven't. We've got a lot to do in our ward. I have to tell you, our constituents are very, very active.
They are.
And I'm very excited.
Well, so are you, and you're involved in a lot of issues. For example, right off the bat, improving transportation, improving getting tourists here safely to and from Las Vegas so that we can travel around here. The residents, those of us that live here, make it easier for us. So I-15 is a lot of work going on I-15, but now also work on I-11, and that's going to connect Phoenix and Las Vegas. We had a big grand opening of the leg that really is out near the border between Arizona and Nevada, and this took place back on August 9th with a big celebration. Eventually, this will connect, like you're saying, Phoenix and Las Vegas. And Phoenix and Las Vegas are the only 2 American cities, the major American cities, that don't have an interstate connecting them together.
I know. So I think Phoenix has about 200 miles of it done now. And we're starting, so we're really close. I think we're getting really, really close, a lot closer than we've ever been. And a lot of folks are working on this. I mean, this has been a...
Well, you've been a big supporter of making sure that gets done as well, and throwing your support behind it. So it's important. Glad to see that we're making some progress there.
And then, so we have a lot of other things coming up too.
We do. And I wanted to tell everybody about this. You mentioned autism.
Yes.
You posted this on Twitter. You said, great event happening this morning at Centennial Hills Park. And this was our
Writing for Autism.
Writing for Autism, exactly right.
I'll tell you what, it's very, very, very difficult. There's so many different programs out there, and there's so many different people that are, stepping up and helping with the autistic, realm that we have. And me having 2 of my grandchildren being autism, the Writing for Autism this weekend, they raised some funds to help the families get what they need and raise money for things that, like, let's say insurance doesn't cover, because insurance doesn't cover everything.
doesn't have a nephew, as you know, who has autism. And it's a challenge because the spectrum is very different. So what will be a good solution for one may not work for someone else. So that's the mystery of autism. But people with autism can still be wonderful contributors to our society. My nephew holds a job, drives a car. He's 21 years old now, and
it's amazing.
yeah, he's doing fine.
It's amazing.
Doing fine.
Yep. And as long as they have the support structure, they will do fine. They will absolutely do fine.
So, well, kudos to you for always helping to raise that awareness in the community and stuff. And we have the sensory wall
Yes.
that is in Ward 6, the first in the city of Las Vegas. And again, that was a major contribution that you helped see
Yeah.
come to the ward. So.
And I will tell you, all my gratitude goes to our staff and our park services, because Jerry and Tim back then, now Tim's changed, they really made it happen for our ward. And we're going to be expanding that and looking at different handicapped swings and other things for our handicapped children for our parks.
And then, Councilwoman, we want to remind everybody, first Tuesdays, all the metro area commands have a first Tuesday each month.
Yes.
Place you can come out, meet the officers, meet the people in charge at Metro and that are going to be in charge of your area.
Sorry to interrupt, but come here, Gemma.
Say hello.
Gemma's going to take a little vacation here.
Yes.
Thank you, Sue.
Bye.
Producer Sue Levitt.
Yes, right? That is perfect. Okay.
A little transition.
Okay, right, a little transition there.
So no worries. We'll check back in with Gemma here later on. But these first Tuesdays
Yes.
Tuesdays are really great events to get to meet the people in charge. You had one took place on August 7th. Out at Northwest area, Captain Sasha Larkin is the captain out there in charge.
Yeah.
And this is your grandson.
This is my grandson, Jake. I have to tell you.
This is Gemma's brother, right?
This is Gemma's brother, Jake, and he is 8, and he loves working with his Nona. He wears a suit. He now has a briefcase where he keeps his pens and his pads.
Very serious.
I have serious
Is he going to be an
grandchildren.
attorney? Is that what he wants
You
to
know,
do? Or?
well, according to him, he's going to be a police officer and then a firefighter and then the president of the United States,
okay, that
right?
works.
So
That
we're
works.
getting him on his path. So he goes to the events with me, he shakes everyone's hands, he hands out flags. And when he was at the last First Tuesday, they talked about like rape crisis, right? And the notes that he took, I mean, he was reading the notes back to me and I'm thinking, maybe this wasn't the first Tuesday to take you to,
Yeah.
because there, it's
He
very,
really soaked
very,
it in, though.
He really soaked it in,
And
he
he's
really,
7?
and he's 8. He's
Oh, 8,
8.
okay.
He just turned 8 July 29th. We have the
Wow.
same birthday, and for our birthday we went to Universal Studios, and we do something. All my grandchildren and I, for their birthday, they get to choose what they want to do, and we do
Good
something
grandma.
special.
It's
Yeah.
a good deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good deal. And then you had a first Tuesday. That was in August, and then there was first Tuesday at Centennial Hills Park this past Tuesday for the first Tuesday in September, right?
Yes, and that was amazing. So that was the tour of the world, and our theme was refugees, and we had all different authentic foods, and there was art and jewelry for
Awesome.
sale.
Who came up with that idea? Was that your idea?
Nope, I can't take the credit for this one. Our really beautiful, smart Captain Sasha Larkin out of our Northwest Area Command thought about this, and then myself and Councilman Stavros Anthony joined in with her, and so it was just amazing.
Councilman Anthony is a former police captain himself, retired from Metro. You know, I have heard Captain Larkin talk about this. We're such a diverse community, and so her goal is to try to make everyone feel that they're connected with the community, connected with the police, that we're one community. And she really works to make those connections throughout the community.
You know, I have to tell you, she's the best captain we've had up there. I mean, they're all good. They're all good. Maybe I'm biased, but she's just, I mean,
Yeah, she's
anything I
exceptional,
need,
yeah.
she's accessible, and you know how important that is to me. And she's right on the spot all times.
Yeah, good stuff. Well,
Yeah.
that was a wonderful idea and obviously a very successful event. So, and I don't think we've ever done anything like that I can ever remember as it relates to
Nope.
any of the first Tuesdays.
It's a first.
Yeah, good stuff.
It was really cool.
Well, Councilwoman, people know that, of course, we have the Metropolitan Police Department here in Las Vegas. What they sometimes don't know is that the city, we have our own force of marshals. They're peace officers, fully sworn peace officers that patrol the city facilities, our parks, our community centers, all of our city-owned properties. And there's about 100, or going to be about 100 of them once we bring on some more. And we just recently, you were the keynote speaker
Yes.
at the graduation ceremony for our explorers, right?
Yes.
These are marshals in the making. These are young people, generally in their teens, who then, when they become 18-year-olds, are allowed to apply to be a full-blown marshal.
Yes, and I have to tell you, looking at these teens, because they're 16 to 19, right? And I think to myself, oh my goodness, you just want them to be able to grow up, and have fun and be a kid. And when I watch the video of their training, they're literally little marshals, right? They're little marshals in the making. And very, very proud of them, because these kids, you got to think, they've been trying to get in since they're 14, 15. They're in now, and they're 16 with a career path already.
Yeah, they sure are. And it's a great, it's more than an internship. It's actually an introduction into becoming a marshal, and it's almost a taste of what it would be like to go through the academy. And that's basically what these young people have been able to demonstrate. It's a commitment. If you're going to be in the Explorer program, basically you're saying, my goal is to eventually join the force at some point. So.
Without a doubt, without a doubt. So I'm very, very proud of them. Very.
What was
proud
your
of them.
message to the group when you spoke that day?
They're the leaders. They're the leaders of their classes outside of their training.
Mm-hmm.
So now when they're in school and when they're at home, whatever neighborhoods they're in, they're going to be the leaders of that neighborhood. They're going to stop the bullying. They're going to lead by example. And my message more was to the parents, and how proud and how supportive, and do whatever you can do to support them. And sometimes that means, obeying the law too, because sometimes adults don't think about it. They might speed up on a yellow. Well, now they got a little Explorer in the car.
Hey.
Yeah. So, I really talk to the parents and the grandparents, as a parent and grandparent myself, on what we can do to help them in their future.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Very
It was an honor
important.
that you were asked to do that.
Yes,
So
it was
thanks
an honor to do that.
Thanks for delivering. And speaking of honors, you also got this recently. You tweeted this out. I'm so excited to share the Pet's Best Friend Award. Thanks so much. So tell everybody, what is the Pet's Best Friend Award?
I'm an animal lover, and so as animal ordinances and laws happen, I fight for animals and the right of folks to have animals and whatever animals they want. And so I think that's more what it's about. Councilman Soroka and I both shared that award. He got that award as well. And we worked really diligently on the pet ordinance here for the city of Las Vegas. And now we have a rabbit habitat, and now we're putting out a pigeon ordinance. I mean, so when it comes to animals, I really, really work hard on making sure.
I know you do.
Yeah.
I know you, and you're also an equestrian and equestrian advocate.
Yeah.
For people who love horses as well. Councilman, talk a little bit about the ordinance. The city had an ordinance that basically said the only pets that could be sold at a pet shop were from those that had come from a rescue facility or a rescue organization. And you and Councilman Soroka said that the pet shops could sell animals that don't come from those organizations, provided they could show that they weren't coming from a puppy mill or a place that mass produces scads of young dogs. And in often very horrible conditions.
Absolutely, and I will tell you that we had a lot of input from the animal community. First people were really upset that I was repealing the original ordinance. It just didn't make sense. And then as they understood that me and my fellow council members would work with them and make sure that their concerns were addressed, when we actually passed the ordinance, there was no one there opposing it.
Councilman, that's what I was going to say. Initially, there was some backlash. People were afraid that this was going to be some deal where we were going to open the door to abuse of pets, to where we would see puppy mills supplying animals here. But once we assured everyone, and once they had a chance to see what the ordinance said, as you said, when it came down for the final vote, you had support from the animal rights groups, the pet shops, everyone. And that's That's a feat in and of itself to get everybody with those diverse opinions all on the same page.
On the same page.
Yeah.
And it's really difficult to do. But I think everyone realized we care about them.
Yeah.
And we care about what they want to say. And we want to make sure that they felt comfortable with it as well.
I think your point was well taken, is that if I wanted to buy a type of a breed of a dog, and the shelter may not have that dog, and it might be a long time before the shelters would get a dog like that, should I be prevented from being able to get that?
That was the main
Yeah.
thing. And then just as Gemma, who was just sitting on my lap, my dogs, I'm looking at a puppy now, right? And I don't know which kind of puppy I want, but as I look at the foundation, if they have puppies, the dog has to be a puppy, right? Because they have to grow up with my babies.
Exactly.
Because if they don't, when you get an animal from the Animal Foundation, we don't know its history, even though I promote, go please adopt our animals at the Animal Foundation. But when I have slumber parties 4 nights a week with my little baby grandchildren, that puppy has to be raised with them.
Sure, different story if you're going to bring the dog, an adult dog, into a family with older kids or with adults. But with young children,
Who is going to step on them,
Right.
chew on their ears, put their hands in their mouth, put their face in their mouth. Gemma has a German Shepherd at home, and they grew up together. They're both a year old. Her German Shepherd is named Dakota, and literally the little baby that was sitting on my lap will put her face in Dakota's face, so they really have to be trained together and grow together, and it's really important because you never want an accident with a dog biting a baby.
Right. We have a German Shepherd too.
Yeah.
Great dogs. All right, Councilwoman, shifting gears a little bit, it's back to school time.
Oh,
I guess the kids have already figured that out. They've been in school a few weeks now. But you tweeted this out. I loved it. You said, I love our ward. What a great splash back to school today. We'll be going to 15 schools in our ward to deliver more school supplies. That was very nice, Councilman. You had a nice kickoff to the school year, kind of the end of summer for the kids, kind of a last hurrah. But then also, on the serious side of things, you guys went around and donated a lot of supplies. A lot of classrooms, people don't realize the teachers have to supplement a lot of things out of their own pocket.
They do.
And you guys obviously step up here to make sure that the teachers don't have that burden on having to dip into their own pockets to provide things that the classroom doesn't have.
And I have to tell you, I love all of our teachers. I don't think our teachers get paid enough. They literally spend their time and their resources on their classrooms and making sure all their children have what they need. So the least we can do for our ward, we have 19 schools, 4 of them are high schools. And in the next week or so, we're going to go back to each of these schools and deliver backpacks, more backpacks, filled with stuff. About 500 more backpacks.
Wow, that's
we're delivering.
awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome. It's always important. No kid wants to start school without all the things they need. Backpack, full of supplies. Also, just to feel that they're going to fit in with the kids around them then too. So awful not to have the essentials. So
Yeah.
well, good.
Yeah,
That's good.
That's exciting.
It's a lot of backpacks.
It's a lot of backpacks, but there's so many children, and I never want a child to feel like they don't have something.
Yeah. Hear you. I think Chance and Dan are going to be really busy, I have a sense.
Yes.
You also tweeted this, Councilman. I love this. I hope to see you on Monday at Mondays with Michelle from noon to 6 at the Centennial Hills YMCA. No appointment needed. I love this, Councilwoman, and we've talked about this on the show. We'll just remind everybody, you do Mondays with Michelle on the 2nd and 4th Mondays of every month from noon to 6, well into the evening, out at a Centennial Hills Community Center in Y there on North Buffalo. This is just a great thing. Very informal. People can just drop in. You just have basically office hours out there, and if people have an issue, they just come visit with you.
And there's no appointment needed, and we always have food. We always have lunch available and snacks and sodas and waters. And we get it's packed. It's generally packed. This last Monday we had a little lull from 3:15, but then 4:30 all my Silverstone folks came in, and we had a really, and I have to tell you, I'm not your typical elected official, David. So when my constituents come in, sometimes if I disagree, I state that, and I state why, and it gets heated, and and I'm Italian, and I have a little temper, and they get to see that. I never make pretend and nod my head yes and agree with something I disagree with.
You're very straightforward with
Very
them, yeah.
straightforward with all my constituents. And I hope they love me for that. And at the end of the day, I fight for them and what's going to be helpful towards them. And sometimes they get fed misinformation.
Right.
And so when they come in with all this misinformation and they think this is so good, right? The grass is greener on this side, when it's not, because you just turn the grass over and it's dark brown. So, and sometimes it takes, it takes a little nudging to get them to see the point of view.
Well, and I think you're trying to provide them the full picture. I
Yes.
think that's kind of the
Yes.
idea. Councilwoman, too, I think the Silverstone, for those that don't know, Silverstone is the golf course out there that closed. And now you've got all these people living along the course that are kind of wondering what's going to happen. It's
Right.
it's just sitting there now,
Right.
open area with no activity on it. And you've been working very hard with everyone out there to try to work out a resolution for them. It's owned by a California company now, but you're trying to get it worked out to where those folks, all that investment they made in their homes isn't down the drain.
Ultimately, I think the HOA is actually trying to get the golf course and have the golf course be their community,
That'd be
actually
awesome.
own it.
Yeah.
And again, what my constituents want, I support them. So I'm never going to go, no, don't do that. That's a bad idea. I'll say, okay, if that's what you want, A, B, and C you have to do.
Yeah, that's what
and
we
be
gotta do to get
careful.
there, right.
Yeah, here's
Careful what you wish for sometimes,
yeah.
right, 'cause-
Be careful with
yeah.
wish for, because sometimes folks don't realize that. Let's say they do get this golf course, and then our ordinances get adjusted. They are going to pay the price for that.
Yeah, it's a big deal out there. Councilman, we'll have to see how it all shakes
Yes,
out
yes.
for sure. But anyway, we'll keep everybody
Yeah.
updated here on Channel 2 for sure as we move along with that. So, in the same vein as Mondays with Michelle, you also do a Coffee with a Cop.
Yep.
And we're going to tell everybody you're going to be doing this on September 13th at the Starbucks there on North Durango from 9 to 10:30. Again, very informal. If you just want to come out, talk with the councilwoman, talk with the police officers that patrol your area, are responsible for keeping you safe. It's a great place to show up.
Absolutely. So and we're going to also start doing coffee with the councilman as well, and the mayor will probably come to one of those
Yes.
coffees at the end of the year, and we're planning that now with her staff. And so she's extremely popular in Ward 6. Everyone loves our mayor in Ward 6.
And here's the theme, if you're not seeing it, you're trying to make yourself as accessible as possible.
Yeah.
Mondays with Michelle, Coffee with the Cop, Coffee with the Councilwoman,
Yeah.
Coffee with the Mayor.
Yeah.
I'm here if you want to talk to me, and you don't have to come to City Hall and find a place to park and all
No.
of that. You can just
Yeah.
you can just meet me in the ward, and I'm happy to talk with you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, good stuff. Councilwoman, I love this. Boy, everybody, if you are a Star Wars fan, tune in and listen. Turn up your TV because on the 7th, September 7th, which is a Friday evening, we're going to be showing The Last Jedi for free at the Centennial Hills Park in the amphitheater there. Pretty cool.
It's going to be really amazing. So remember, it's going to get darker sooner. So we're going to start at 6:30. And with Star Wars The Last Jedi, this is the new Star Wars, we are going to have lightsabers to give to the kids
Cool.
as supplies last, right? So, and of course, free popcorn and water as supplies last. But I think it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, that's really good. And did we mention it's free? Yeah.
Yeah.
The last time I saw that movie, it was not free. I had to pay.
Exactly.
So this time, yeah, it's going to be even better.
Yes.
And a lightsaber thrown in. This is a
Yep.
good deal. So come early if you want a lightsaber. I got a hunch they are going to go fast. Yeah. So, and the Councilwoman, we have another movie coming up in October. This is Incredibles 2, and this is the new Incredibles.
This is the new Incredibles. And, maybe because I'm a Nona and I was a mom, but I love all these cartoons. I have to tell you, I love them. And I love watching them, and I love watching my grandkids watch them because they're just glued.
Well,
They're
that's what makes
glued
it-
to the movie
right.
theater. Yeah, it's just great.
That's what makes it endearing, because they love it so much, you can't help but love it too.
Yeah.
Then, so.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Good stuff. So that's going to be October 5th, Incredibles 2. Again, free, folks, free out at Centennial Hills Park there in the amphitheater. And then, I can't believe we're talking about this already. Halloween's right around the corner.
Yes.
So
Yes, it's going to be amazing. And this is a safe Halloween. So in Tule Springs, we're going to do like a trunk or treat. We're going to have cars out there.
Outstanding.
We're going to be giving away lots of candies. We're going to be telling spooky stories. We have so much planned and it's on Halloween.
yeah,
it's
this is Wednesday, Halloween night. Yeah.
on
yeah.
Halloween at Tule Springs, 6 to 8 p.m. And again, it's safe Halloween and lots of candy and bags, and it's just going to be amazing. We always do things over the top.
You do. When you guys do events out in Ward 6, they are done to the nines. They're done well, very well.
Yeah.
So city staff
Very exciting.
jumps in, but you guys really have great ideas and concepts behind this is what we want to try to do.
Yeah.
So kids can come out there in their
Yes.
costumes.
So
parents
I
come
want
along.
everyone to dress up. So Dan and Chance and I are going to figure out what we're going to be.
So I was going to ask you, do you know what you're going to be yet?
Nope. So whatever we're going to be, we're going to be together. Whether it's the Flintstones or whether it's the monsters or whether it's, whatever theme we choose, right? I have to figure out. I know they're talking about superheroes, and I love superheroes. But I love Batman, right? But I'm a girl, so I don't want to be Batman. So I don't know. So we're going through that.
Okay, I can't wait to see how this turns out.
Yeah.
All the way around, good stuff. Well, Councilwoman, we're running out of time here, but we want to tell everybody out there, hey, we always want to hear from you. So if there's something you'd like to share with Councilwoman Fiore, you can always find her on Facebook and Twitter. And as you just saw, we love to include your posts on our show. So if we hear from you, hey, we're glad to include you in our conversation here. You can also contact the Councilwoman just by picking up the phone, 702-229-6405, or send her an email. Her address is mfiore@lasvegasnevada.gov.
Perfect.
And she will get back to you. She always does.
Absolutely. So thank you so much, David.
Great
it's
work.
always a pleasure.
Great work
yes,
all
yes.
the way around. We'll have you back in 6
Thanks for
weeks
having
with an
Gemma.
update. Yeah, it's good. We'd love having Gemma. Maybe make her a regular.
Right?
Our ratings will only go up.
Right. That would be fun.
So, good work.
Yes.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
And we want to thank you for joining us for this edition of Access City Council. Don't miss our next show beginning on September 13th with Councilwoman and Mayor Pro Tem Lois Tarkanian. And don't forget, you can watch us live on the internet at kclv.tv. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time around.